sure you hate me with. By the way, I've decided to become a Christian minister. People will say we fucking do it. And I subbed to his ass for a month and gave him 10 bits one time. Another piece of shit Twitch streamer. How fucking far away are we going? Yeah, this is the fridge. This would not be wise. This would not be prudent. Anyways, join my Patreon. I'm sending out pics every month. It's pictures of me in my room streaming. $350 a week. Easy. Just for you. Are there really preachers on Twitch? I mean, I would assume. I don't know. I knew. In fact, one of our early people, C-Nail, who was a streamer himself, who was, you know, like fucking cheating, which was the great irony of the whole situation. This guy was a Christian minister, but he was doing some of the, like, doing some nefarious shit here on Twitch. He was a minister. We never did the Stalker Journal quest? Jeez. How was he cheating? Well, this is bad policy on Twitch to talk about this kind of shit, but I guess I'll talk about it. He was doing follow botting, view botting, and follow bots. He tried to do this shit to me one time, and I got pretty mad at him. Claimed it was some kid he trolled from China or some shit, but somehow he was able to stop it within 20 seconds, so explain that to me. You know, I'm saying that stuff's best left personally, but obviously the actions speak louder than words. But, you know what, I did keep it to myself for like 5 years, but now that he seems to not be wanting to come back, well, since the days of Borderlands, so I guess 3 years. My grandpa always told me, I've said this about 50 million times, if you're gonna make money, make all your money honest. Well, I listened to him. So that's what I believe. If you're gonna make your money honest. So I didn't want any of that shit. I might be down here, alright, I might be a pleb. Might be making a fool of myself, but damn it, I don't want to cheat. Come on, Stuck, you know I have no idea what any of that meant. Okay, so back in 2015, 2016, Twitch and Amazon went on a big war. They went on a big war against view botters. View botters means there's like, it looks like there's like 10 million people watching you stream, right? There's actually like 2 people. But you could pay a website to put a bunch of bots in there and inflate your numbers. You could also pay them to have chatters, which is weird, but like, you know, Turing test style robots that would just sit there like Ashley Madison and fake talk. And you could buy follows, like $10 for 100 follows, $100 for 1,000, that kind of thing. C-Nail streamed Battleborn. He hadn't streamed very much before that. He streamed some Minecraft. He had a really active Instagram, active social media. He would stream Battleborn, which was already starting to struggle, and he'd have like 500 people, and he was like in the top 1% for followers on Twitch with like 25,000. And it just he was just doing it too much. You can do that shit. You can pad your numbers out with that shit. People do it and it works for them, actually. But he was really obvious about it. But it's not good to talk about that. It's kind of like a dirty secret on Twitch that it's still a thing and stuff. He was faking followers. Yeah, you can just... Right, he was getting fake follows. V-bots are okay, though. You know, it's... I've never done it. I never would. It's just like, what's the point? Like, okay, you bought it. If this is a business, you just spend a fucking ton of money to have a fake business. You can go do that in North Korea. They'll give you your 2 rations a day if you sit there and fake have a business when the Americans come to visit. I think I accidentally switched my shit out. Oh no, I didn't. Cough, Ebolt, cough. Who's Ebolt? Who's Ebolt? You know, like, oh man, CNeil was really nice, man. He gave the stream like $20. He'd always host us. He was always nice to me. But at the same time, even his own people who were really loyal to him, like Nia. Nia was a CNeil person, and there's another person who hangs out in here who was originally a CNeil person. It might be Raphael. I think Raphael was originally a CNeil person. He had his own community, and they were cool people, and he was doing, you know, a good job by them. But the problem was his own community was getting turned off because he was so obviously doing this viewbot stuff for some reason. I guess once you get hooked, you get hooked. I don't know. But it makes you a pariah. It turns you into a pariah if you do it. And Twitch is, like I say, at war. They sued all these websites. In one, it's a lot more, it's a lot more difficult to do now. But it still does happen. Yeah, CNeil. So CNeil was a Battleborn guy. Have you ever heard of him? And he was probably legitimately, without any kind of botting, the biggest Battleborn streamer. After all the big time streamers went away from it, like Baru and stuff. He was nice, and he gave me a host a few times, and like, you know, when we were like nobody. He started hanging out with more and more and more, and like, you know, I don't play with a ton of people. He would want to play, and I wouldn't play with him. I'd just be hanging out with Tyrell. He would stream snipe us, which kind of started to build like tension. It's like, if I didn't want to play with him, then I couldn't play with anybody. Which was, I don't know. I just felt like, what's the big deal? Who cares? Money! How much money do you make? $1. Oh, so good. So good. Keep it up with appearances. No, never heard of him. Was he was Xbox, yeah, he was a Battleborn guy. He did the first tournament. He had a really good team behind him. They fell apart for some reason, but he would stream snipe us with that really good team, and sometimes we would fucking take him. If it wasn't for us having 3 randoms, we could totally beat him. I used to love playing against him when he would stream snipe us. I think that's what bothered him, is I got like fucking enjoyment out of it. I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge. So anyway, he apparently is in Iraq now and runs an orphanage. But what I'll say, for the sake of transparency, is I take everything that CNeil ever told me with a grain of salt. At first I believed him. And you know, I was one of these people who just was totally like, oh yeah, this guy's just being really nice. This is cool. He's being really, really generous to us. But then, like, you know, I'd streamed long enough to know that it was, his numbers and everything was looking really sketchy. He was growing like fucking crazy. He was 10 times bigger than the directory itself. We get some Nexus cat hype up in the chat for the great Wilso. The terrible Tyrus continues his reign as the pit boss, and the Titan. The great Wilso, you've continued to fight the war, you've continued to fight the resistance, and you become. Get some Nexus cat hype up in there for him for over 2 years. Stage 25, more human than a human. Great Wilson, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Muscle cat hype. Muscle cat hype. Thank you, Wilson. Yeah, fake sub. It'd be crazy if you could fake them. Remember they were like saying Ninja did fake subs? I have no idea how you would do that. So, I would stream like today. Battleborn, I would probably peak out at 20 people. That would be like, oh yeah, that was a hell of a stream. I mean, Christ, today if I get 20 people, that's a fucking monster of a stream. But, you know, back then, that was about what I could expect. And one day I was streaming, and it's like Wilson said, he would viewbot to like 1,000 people. Well, Battleborn, the whole directory didn't have 1,000 people in it. The Battleborn directory might have 100 to 150 people in it, maybe. Maybe. And he would show up, and he would just have 1,000 people. I'm sorry.
Nothing like a challenging kill.
Got a bug. Okay, got it. So I'm playing, got like 20 people, we're all just hanging out, we're doing what we did every day for a year and a half, play Battleborn. And I got like 300 people watching me. And there's just no fucking way. You don't go from 20 people to 300 people. And you don't do it in a directory that only had like 50 people in it before you even went live.
Not bad, not bad.
So I said, you know, I've worked really hard to even make this stream a reality, which I did. I was a manager at a pizza shop, and I saved all my money, and I turned in all these investments that I bought during the recession, the credit crisis thing. I had bought a bunch of stocks with my graduation money. I sold my stocks, and I had saved my money while I worked as a manager at a pizza shop, and I invested it all in this. So a lot was on the line for me. And it was a transitionary period in my life. My dad had just died. My grandpa was dead. It was just, you know, now my whole, like, I was effectively the man now of my home. And, so this is what I chose to do. And I didn't want him fucking with it. He was fucking with my business. So I called him on it. And he told me it was a troll. It was this kid who he didn't play with one time. And so the kid trolled him all the time. And now the kid was trolling me. But the thing about it, you know, you don't have control over trolls. Trolls just do whatever the hell trolls are gonna do. Within like moments of me telling him that I'd worked hard and they were fucking with it, it stopped. The viewbotting stopped. He's like, oh, I've talked to him. I've been able to get him under control. And it was very tense in chat after that, like between him and I. And we weren't talking. And I was like, well, I'm going to break off. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to break off too. It's kind of like he tried to date rape me. Like, you can't continue the relationship after that. Because you could, especially in that time period, you could easily be banned off of Twitch. Easily be banned off of Twitch. Because Twitch was suing all these websites for this shit. And second, it's just principle. It's just really principle. I didn't want to cheat. I'd rather fail. I'd rather fail than win and do it fake. That's not cool. Get you all excited thinking your stream is growing. I mean that, right? You're right, but also I just knew it was bullshit. Because you're not going to go from 20 viewers to 300 viewers overnight, wife. Unless something happens. Like you have a viral video or something. At 1K viewers, that's when chat starts moving so fast that you can't keep up. At least with the legit 1K viewers. The dude ghosted soon after. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Athenas, after years of training and preparation, the order of the impending storm is ready to reveal your savior. Speak, Maya. Speak to your subjects.
Maya.
What she lacks
Hi.
in eloquence, she
That's
makes up
perfect.
for in power. Know this. Maya will protect this planet from all forms of evil. From
Circus, could I have a word?
now's not really the time, child.
For years, you said I'd be out there.
She's gonna kill the shit out of these monks.
Smiling and getting speeches.
He ghosted and claimed that he opened that orphanage in Iraq, and maybe he did. Then he showed up a couple times during Fortnite.
Calling me child and see what happens, jackass.
But, I mean, he just completely quit streaming. And basically, the rumor was that Twitch had already said that we're gonna ban you. You know, if you kept this up. And I just don't know that he ever showed up again. He would disagree with this, obviously. And this is why it's a very taboo subject on Twitch. It's like talking about steroids in cycling. You know, it's a dirty secret. It's there. It's like talking about steroids in any sport, really. It's there. It's around. It's something that happens. Everyone's going to know about it, but very few people speak about it. Viewbotting is that on Twitch. Iraqi orphanage. How many pity points was he looking to redeem? In other words, you don't believe him because I have it. I'll be real with you, honest with you, Will. So I find it tough to believe as well. It's like way too much. It's an orphanage. Oh man, that's really honorable of you. And it's in Iraq. Wow, that's saintly of you. Good analogy. Thanks, wife. Crazy. The crazy Twitch. Is that the craziest Twitch story I have?
Gotcha, pendejo.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It's one of them, though. I mean, it was one of the more dramatic ones because I kind of considered him a friend. I considered him a friend and I trusted him at first. But it was weird because it's like you're friends with somebody who you know is doing something that puts everybody at risk. Oh god, I just ran through the whole area and we had to talk to Mordecai before we even started the fight. I'm just on autopilot. I never gave him the benefit of the doubt. Oh yeah, Miss Shar is up there for sure. Do you know much about Miss Shar, wife? Who is Miss Shar? It's perfect. She's number 6 on the all-time bit board. To this day, she is. Miss Shar, we need Adam for that. We need Adam for that, wife. But that's another Battleborn story. And Miss Shar is a streamer who came in late into Battleborn's life cycle during that second year of content that ended up being no year of content. The year without any content, which... And she catfished like 24 guys on here and made a fucking ton of money. And had some guys obsessed with her. That's why Adam didn't stream. That's why Adam didn't stream for a good chunk of time, because he was dedicated to her. It's why Parker and Adam had a falling out. She is a married woman from South Carolina who convinced a bunch of Battleborn streamers that she loved them and they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they idolized her. They gave her their rapt attention, and ultimately what she was really looking for, which was that sweet, sweet pay dirt. She got it, and she fucking ghosted. But she would stream Battleborn when Make Hay While the Sun Shines. Well, when the catfishing was underway, it's a very beautiful sunset. She streamed like nobody has ever streamed in the history of Twitch. 24-hour streams every week. 18 hours on the regular. Like, she would not shut the stream off, and it was Battleborn all the time. Yeah, you know, we love Adam. I consider Adam a friend, I really do. He's another Ohio guy. I think highly of Adam, but Adam, that's why I wish Adam was here to tell his story, because he tells it a lot better, and it's ultimately his story. Yeah, right. Young Son can tell you about Char. But no, that's the thing that happened. It was fucking weird, man. Because they would hang out in here, but Doldish Rachel would hang out in here. Those were some of the like most tension-filled streams ever. Because Miss Char would be playing with 4 other guys, and all 4 guys would be convinced that they were her boyfriends. And they would just be this, they would not speak to one another. There'd be this quiet, cut it with a knife tension. Meanwhile, she's flirting with the guys in chat, who also think that they're her boyfriends. Yeah, it was... But Adam... Again, I wish he was here, because he can tell you a lot about that time period in his life. Because it's not a very happy time. It's hard to be happy when you have to play Battleborn almost 24/7 to keep up with anything. Turns out she was married with kids the whole time, right? That's intense. That's hella intense. I mean, Gumby's probably up there too. These stories have got to be top 3. But, or Gimpin, sorry, not Gumby. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to just wound him. God dang it. This is the worst Borderlands 2 playthrough ever. They're wounded. What the hell's this talking about? They're all wounded.
Deploying reinforcements.
And Parker smokes, bro. Let me just say, if she smokes, she pokes. She got out fast. Yeah, she was getting caught quick. Parker was especially like the fucking huntress. Parker was ready to kick that woman's ass. Because it was super sad. Her and Adam had a really nice chemistry. They were good friends. Parker was ride or die for Adam's community. And they were just really good buddies. I liked those streams. Those were great streams between those two. They would run this one PvE mission over and over and over again, trying to get this drop that Adam could never get. They did it like hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. It's that one where you're on the planet that's blowing apart, like Thorn's homeworld, and it's been blown apart by the Varelsi. Anyway. And then one day Adam told Parker that like it was over. Wait, Miss Parker isn't good. No, Miss Parker is good. She is good. That's the point. She was really the victim. She was really the victim out of anyone, sadly, because she knew the entire time that Char was full of shit. She knew from the beginning and could prove it. And she was basically left behind because a bunch of guys all thought that Miss Char was for real, but she never was. Not that Miss Char had like a ton of boyfriends, it's just that her and Adam were tight. They did PvE co-op stuff. PvPers would come in and chat and yell at them for not playing PvP right. Just be shitheads, but they were cool because they were like chill ones. They were some of the only people left behind, especially on PlayStation, that were still basically casual. They could play competitive and they could do really good, but they were also just about hanging out and chilling and talking. You know, and they had good chemistry together. And that all changed. That all changed. Miss Char is literally like a sociopath. I've had something's talked about it. We had the big streamer on Mixer, Tacky guy. Tacky talked about it. Like, Miss Char became known in the Battleborn community that there was like a sociopath on the hunt, and had managed to actually get some people. Like, she's like a fucking mythological monster, dude. She's like a cryptid. People knew about her. They just didn't know who she was, and you had to beware not to be captured. she's a Gorgon. Yeah, she was the Gorgon. And man, did she fuck with people. Like, she was flirting with something else. She was asking me all this streaming advice because she knew I was like, you know, like obsessed with this shit, kind of. So she would always tailor her conversation to your interests. She was an expert at that. So she'd always ask me like streaming advice and about technology and shit. And she apparently would always ask something about all the stuff that he cared about. And would always ask Adam about the stuff he cared about. And I never fell for it, okay? To be completely transparent there, never even close. But I didn't think she was catfishing. I didn't think she was actually catfishing. I never was like, it's flirt, hell yeah. I guess it falls into what Ashton talked about, you know, the latent sexism in male gamers. Maybe he's fucking right. Maybe it's true. Maybe that only occurs because of a situation like that. If they're all looking to speed date, as he said, which I don't disagree with, because that does seem to be the truth. If they're all looking to speed date, then, you know. Yo, taste your tears! What up, Dan? I did. She's a Gorgon. Was her face on stream? No, hell no. She was sending pictures around of, like, you know, a totally different person, like catfish do. She had totally convinced Adam that she was just beautiful. Blue hair, I mean, black hair, blue eyes, all this. I did. Like, Dan, you flirted with Miss Shar? Were you also involved in this? If so, please give us your story, Dan. Because that's, like we said, that's up there. That's up there in the legend. And the thing is, it was known across the whole Battleborn community. What was left of us, Miss Shar was, as Wilso said, the Gorgon, lurking in the shadows. She tried flirting with me, but I always try to get Parker to leave her baby daddy. She tried flirting with you too. See, isn't that fucked up? It's a long story. Well, we got time. You're not alone, Dan. That's the thing. You're not alone in this situation. She tried flirting with everybody. So, we have time. If you're willing to tell the story, we'll read it and listen. You're amongst friends. You're amongst friends, Dan. I've seen that before. Young attractive chick was asking this old creeper streamer what to do things for her stream, and he would constantly donate sub to her. Basically, he was giving her money so he could say things to her. Oh, well. She was just asking me, like, the right capture card, and I would always give her really banal answers, like, yep, that's it. That's right. I never gave her any ground to work with because I knew she was full of shit. But I considered Adam a friend, so I was trying to be supportive. You know, literally, I knew she was... I completely believed Parker's side of this, and did not believe one iota. I mean, how does it feel, Dan, that you were both technically dating the same girl in this situation? It was way outside of streaming. Like we say, she catfished a ton of guys. She convinced a bunch of guys in the Battleborn community that they were her boyfriend. And they would give her money and spend a lot of time. And half the time, you know, people weren't even aware that they were all dating the same girl. It was not even the same person. I would go in and I would hang out simply because that's where Adam was now. I was trying to support his streams and yada yada yada, and Adam wasn't streaming anymore, but that was the closest thing to it.
Belong to Experiment Group A, stay away from the creature cages. If you are part of Group B, move closer.
Shit's brutal, man. It's weird that that happens. And what's really crazy is Miss Shar couldn't stop one element of her personality that was real. Which is that she loves Battleborn. She loves Battleborn. So to this day, she plays. She's like a ghost. People figure out like what tag she's under now to try to beware Dracula. Dracula's still out there in the midst. She's still in lobbies. You can still find Miss Shar playing Battleborn. If you play on a full moon, when the children of the night make beautiful music, you will run into a Shar. But basically, Dracula got found out, so now she can't hunt anymore. She's in, you know, hibernation. She let me use her Hulu account. Man, she was working hard to get you, Dan. She was working hard to get you. Sounds like you got the better of it, though. Were you ever technically boyfriend and girlfriend, Dan? Crazy, nice. Yeah, Dan won in that situation. You can gunzerk while and fight for your life. Nah. Well, you mentioned that you did. You flirted with her and so forth. You don't got to be embarrassed about it. Really, you don't. It's so much better if you're just real about it, because it adds to the story of Char. I did fall for her and thought she felt the same. Right on. Thank you. Thank you for being honest with that. It just shows how fucking crazy Char was. She really, truly was a sociopath. And that is scary. Honest to God, I mean that. It's scary. You never know when you're going to fall with those people, because they're just good at it. They just manipulate easily. She was a master at that. She was a master. Did she ever get Gimpin? I think he dodged her somehow. Dude, if she even tried on Gimpin, Gimpin would have been done. Gimpin would have been done. Gimpin just wanted anybody to love him. Anybody. Yes, he was emotionally immature, but also very limited by his handicap, so... Yo, Gimpin's another one we lost. Rest in peace. Poke the boobs. I mean, Gimpin was like in his 30s and in love with a 17-year-old girl or whatever. I think Boobs was under 18 at that point. Oh, Gimpin. But, you know, paraplegics don't live very long. It's really sad. I mean, it's horseshit though, Dan. I don't think you're dumb. I wouldn't ever think that. It's just, you're a victim. I probably hate that word, but I mean it in the sense that she was the one in the wrong for all of that. All of that. She was the villain. And this is good because this isn't like political. This isn't like there's hard lines to be drawn and we have to fight. She straight up manipulated a bunch of you guys. I never got like to the flirting romantic shit of it, but I was at least convinced she was who she said she was. So I was manipulated too. Anybody, when they're good like that, you fall for it. She convinced me she was just a hard-working streamer, you know, trying to get her channel together and make this into something. But she probably convinced everybody of different things, of different people that she was. Some people would say hardworking and streamer is an oxymoron. Of course, I don't agree. We've said, hey, I got this from Daily. I don't really know what to do with it. Why is that in the quotes? I never even knew her until after I fell for her. What was she for real? What does she look like for real? I wish... Is Parker here? Parker, if you're here... We love our lurkers. I don't want to force you out of lurking, but... Like, she knows... She's got the fucking dirt, wife. She's got the dirt. Guess for Xbox, I'll take anyone on Xbox. She's got the dirt. She knows exactly who Char is. And they even apparently had a conversation. And Miss Parker just kind of like bitch slapped her around. So ultimately what I'm saying is that Miss Parker was our Van Helsing. She hunted Dracula and fucking killed him. In this case, her. Like, not only killed Dracula, Dracula was rescinded to the shadows. Her real name is Amber. This happened over a year ago. So, your falling out with her came after Adam's falling out with her then, eh? Like, after she had been revealed as a phony to Adam, you and her were actually maintaining things for a little while after that. So it broke apart in stages then, I guess. What really got me was her lying about her child. Ain't that some shit? What really got you about that? What did that make you feel, Dan?
What can I get for you?
I'm your Huckleberry is actually a really, really nice perk. This one we can get rid of now.
Come on back.
In fact, where is it? I think I actually kind of skipped over it. There it is. Oh, of course, yeah. Gun damage and reload speed with pistols. That's what turns the double penetrating unkept herald into a fucking monster. Was every child grenade to seek enemies and stealth heal upon impact. Stealth heal? Oh. You know, yeah, I'll try that thing out. Why not? Pot of gold. I'm gonna put it in the bank because it's just a random stupid find, but it's useless.
That's fine.
About the extent of her and Adam's situation, and you're not to be blamed for that. That, you know, that was kind of the core thing of her con is she couldn't. It's amazing she was able to play out the con as long as she did, Dan, because she had so many guys on the dole, and yet was able to keep you all unawares of one another. Adam didn't know anything that she was in a relationship with Doldish or any of these other guys. You weren't aware that she was in a relationship with Adam or any of these other guys. It's insane. It's ludicrous, actually. Dozens of guys were somehow kept completely, like, unaware of one another. It's so crazy, man. Don't blame you for it. Again, she's a fucking crazy person. She's a crazy person. I'm back, and I can already tell you talking about Shar. Yep, we're talking about Shar. Wife asked what are some of is that the craziest situation we ever had with C-Nail? And we also mentioned that damn, that Miss Shar was pretty crazy. So yeah, we got into that, and somehow here we are years after that happened, Tyrell, and we're still learning. New details are still being revealed to us of just who and what Shar was. We can be thankful that Dan has come forth to lay out even more of the story. The Shar saga, the C-Nail incident. I like the names, Will So. Well, Shar wasn't about us, though. Hell no, she wasn't about us. She knew we weren't gonna fall for her shit. We were Team Parker. We were Team #Parker. And Team Parker was convinced that this person was full of shit. And I was just trying to be a loyal friend to Adam and be like, I hope you survive this, dude. I'm Team Double Team Parker. Yeah, see, I want that kind of humor kept in Borderlands. The kind of humor that they apparently want to put you in a jail cell for, Wilson. I want to wait. I still want some Miss Parker. Where the hell is Parker? We're all talking about her today, and she's not here. She's probably at work. I can't understand why though. One truth she did tell us about the death of her mother. Her mother committed suicide when she was 13, 14. Just enough to make you feel sorry for her. I mean, it's tragic that happened, but it's like the Hallmark characters. The Hallmark characters, they always lose their parents. And it makes my grandma well up every time. Instantly, there's empathy for the character. You know, she tells you this thing, but it's hard to tell how much she feels because she's using it to manipulate people. That's harsh, but what she did was harsh. What she did was harsh. She mentions that, like, you know, it's like an opening. And it, like, you know, what's tragic is, Dan, it's like, you're still kind of willing to defend her. Like, you kind of understand why she would lie about her own kid. I mean, that's fucked up. She would lie about her own kid and manipulate people. But she can make you... she can make you feel bad for it because she can tell you all these details that are really sad, and then it's like, well, maybe I understand it. It's that whole Stockholm syndrome thing. And it's like, well, they kidnapped me, abused me, and date raped me, but they're not all that bad. I just so happened on my birthday. You just so happened on your birthday to get to know the real her, Dan, or what do you mean? Or today's your birthday. If today's your birthday, happy birthday, dude. Thanks for being here again, by the way. And thanks for being willing to talk to us. Thanks for being willing to talk to us. Oh, okay. No, okay. Well, explain this on my birthday thing. So my girl got a 13 because her mom died. Right. And many of these guys, Dan outstanding, have to tithe to her. She'll only continue this relationship with you if you'll tithe to her. And like what she did with Adam, where you're always just one step away. You're always just, well, that's convenient, Dan. I don't believe her about that, to be honest with you. I don't believe her. I think it's too convenient. She probably told every guy that her mom died on the birthday. Just to really fuck with you. Just to really stick the knife in. These people are nuts, man. It's like Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy had a wife. This guy had murdered like dozens of women and he got a wife. He had love letters every day in jail. It's true, but how are we to believe it? She lied about her kids. She lied about her husband. She lied about who she was. She told dozens of different stories to dozens of different guys. How are we supposed to believe her on anything after that? There's no way to really even prove it. You know, Ted Bundy, he fucking murders tons of women, and yet he's getting love letters in prison. These people are like this. She is a psychopath, dude. I'm telling you, she's a psychopath. You gotta protect yourself against her. Zolam710, thank you for taking the red. How do you know it was her mom, though? How do you know it was her mom? This is the problem. Like, there's nothing about Char that's substantial. Zolam710, thank you for taking the red pill, seeing just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Welcome to reality. Zolam710, thank you for that follow, man. So this box, we don't actually... Usually you don't open this box because it guarantees midgets. So I'm not going to open that box. I'm going to farm some midgets real quick. Thank you very much for that follow. All I'm saying, Dan, is she's still messing with you. To this day, that to me is a symbol she's still messing with you. Because she manipulated you. And you're seeing the good. You're seeing the good instead. And what was the good? You deserve better. You deserve better. She's not even a real person. You deserve a real life physical girlfriend. Then you both have a relationship and it means something and it's honest. You're better than to have something that's effectively a shadow. All of you deserve better. Even Doldish, and he was fucking crazy. Get a sex robot. Yeah, even a sex robot's better than a shadow, though. Yeah, sex robot is better than a shadow. Better than Ted Bundy. The Gorgon of Battleborn. What we want to get out of this is the Jenkins. It's basically like a Leroy Jenkins meme in here, reference. We get an achievement for it. I got a show doll. I never had a reason not to believe her until I did. It's a good answer. It's a good answer, but after that, why would you believe her on anything? Once you know that she lied about everything but her mom, and even that I still have a hard time believing, to be frank with you. Not from you. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying she's lying. Why believe her on anything? you and Adam finally were able to communicate, but she was doing this with... It wasn't just you and Adam. It wasn't just you and Adam. She was flirting with Wilso. I mean, it's like as soon as we bring her up, you know? As soon as we bring her up. As soon as we bring her up, it's like, oh yeah, I flirted with her. And I'm saying all you guys deserve so much better. You can get good girlfriends who love you and trust you, take care of you. Don't settle for that shit. Self-respect. She's not even a real person. What's really sad is people like that never find happiness. They're like chronically unhappy. At best. At best. The most I can soften the description of what Char did is that she is one of those, you know, constant liars, a pathological liar. Maybe. At best, she's that. But I think she was damn good at manipulating people. Trust me, her mom thing is true. Because it's you, Dan. Alright, I'm gonna take it at face value, but I can't defend her, though. Especially what she did between Parker and Adam. Like, that was terrible. Parker around that time was in a shitty relationship. And was having some struggles. You know, really. I mean, Parker's like, her life is in a totally different place now, thank God. And, you know, she's done it all herself, so proud of Parker for what she's been able to do. But, you know, she was having a really tough time with her baby daddy. And Adam was one of the people that she was friends with and kind of relied upon to, like, get her out of her head and stuff. And Miss Char drove a fucking wedge between that. Me and Parker getting married, thanks to Char. At all. I was super pissed for a while, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Piss seems like the right emotion. I was pissed too. I mean, I was pissed for you guys. I was pissed for all you guys. I was pissed that my buddy Adam had been led so astray by this Gorgon. I think Char's telling the truth and Dan's lying. Yes.
Why do you have to be reading this crap? This is hilarious. They know we're gonna beat the house. Why?
It's a bit of a long run to get there. It really becomes an epic run that people get super good at. I've watched this back when Borderlands 2 was at its peak. There was a handicap gamer. You know, that's something I'm behind. Is like, that to me is inclusivity. Let the people with disabilities and let people without fingers and hands, you know, like, play the game. That Xbox controller they made for the disabled is so good. There's a guy, he has no fingers, and he was able to make runs at UVHM. He was able to make loot runs for these midgets. And it was really cool. He was in Axton, which is really hard. I feel good talking to Adam about it a while back. Didn't really have anyone to talk to about that. I'm glad you were able to talk to Adam too. I've talked to Adam a lot about it. And like I say, Dan, you're not alone. You're amongst friends, and you're not to blame for this. She's the one to blame. She's the one to blame, dude. What she did was fucked up. It really was. And it blows my mind, as I was saying earlier, that every time we have this conversation, like, new details come out. More people raise their hand and say, it's like the Me Too movement. Miss Char is like, needs to be a hashtag on Twitter. Every time we talk about Char, someone else raises their hand and says, I too was touched by Miss Char. This time it was you and Wilso. I just, you know, it's the first I've learned of it. Last time it was something else. And Tacky, who was only aware of her, but that's how bad it had gotten. Is that there was a rumor within the Battleborn community that there was like somebody like this afoot. You know, it was like the quiet rumors that Dracula's in town. By the way, my child had it's like the zombie apocalypse. You know, it starts in the rural communities and slowly makes its way in. And people don't believe it at first. They don't believe it. And then suddenly it's in suburbia. And then it's too late. By then it's too late. That was Shar. No one believed that the zombie, that the virus was running its way through society at the fringes. So by the time that it reached the heartland, it was too late. That was Shar. It was too late for Battleborn, and it was too late for those people to be saved. That only added to the drama of Battleborn's end-of-life cycle. Burns. I was looking for the word burns. The zombie virus is burning its way through the population and people. That was the Shar virus. Even the closest thing we had to a celebrity, Tacky, was vaguely aware that there was a Gorgon. Battleborn drama over political drama. Oh, fuck yeah. Times a million. Times a million. We can all bullshit here and it's not contentious. There's stories. Everybody's got a story. If we go on and we say that purple people and yellow people and fucking green polka dotted people or something or whatever, it's just gonna become horse shit. And I'm gonna look like a moron, and I already do that enough. Old drama, yeah, just old drama is right. It's old drama, and old drama is best drama. It's not fresh, we can tell stories. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh, one hit. Alright, let's get some more of these loot midgets. I forget what mission this is actually connected to, but I think it's journals. The point is, we don't want to collect the box, alright? We don't want to collect the box until we've gotten Jankum. And spawning these guys all at once is meant to be avoided, but it's not UVHM, so, you know. Still no Jankum. We got a legendary? Oh, man. Give me your legendaries. Give me all your loot. Give me all your hugs and kisses, too. Damn. I don't think it's connected to the main story. So I'm just gonna finish. We don't want to open this box. That's the main thing. Don't open the box. If you don't open the box, you got guaranteed loot midgets. So we'll do that later. Let's go ahead and finish this main story, though. Main quest for now. It's good talk, though. Was wife here? Wilso. I think wife probably left halfway through. We were telling him the story. Wilso, I'm sorry I missed that. Hey now, Hallmark is just good writing. You don't get it. Yeah. Huh. Huh. Yeah, about that.
Did you find her? Is she okay?
I'm gonna see. I've got a clip ready. I'm gonna see if we can't ruin this moment. This is one of the more powerful moments in Borderlands 2. Mordecai is about to shriek with the agony of a mother who's lost a child. Bloodwing ain't there. Where's my boy? Where's my child? My boy! Where's my boy?
Just keep pushing through the preserve, amigo.
Oh, so good! So good! Shit. Have I mentioned that I'm super excited for Borderlands 3 if we're not banned off Xbox Live and Twitch by then? Which, judging from the conversations we've been having of late, there certainly is no guarantees when it comes to that. That one might be fun. But I kind of want this transfusion. And Slag, because Slag is super OP. Tyrell, if you're here, are you getting on tonight? Is that the deal? Are we going to be playing with Ashton? Did Ashton and I just get out in a knockdown drag out battle and we're about to be playing together? I think that would be perfect. So like I said, I think we're gonna have a regular stream on Friday. I should be able to stream today. Your ass is mine now, boy. Good answer. Just tells you just how stupid the whole conversation really ultimately was, sadly. God almighty, I do know I was embarrassed.
What's going on? What is this?
Today is a great day, Maya.
Letting the drama seize me instead of the video games. This is about the damn video games.
Terrorists, criminals, evil men. You will destroy them, as is your duty. This is what you
No,
have
brother
trained
Sophus,
for.
you're about to learn a hard fucking lesson.
Execute unarmed men?
Do not question me, child. These men are a danger. Brother Harker, bring the... I had my boys, preserve the research, the full applications of Slack. See, it's not just an elemental...
I like the Handsome Jack voice actor a lot. Who is he? Is he going to be involved in the next one? He's got that creepy thing down. He kind of sounds like Gray Still Plays as a YouTuber I've been enjoying lately. He's got that creepy, murderous voice. He's always fucking with people in his games. Not real people, but his like Sims and stuff. His thing is he always plays games the way they're not meant to be played to break them, which is always funny. Jesus, this Skag is... Dude, sign him up. This is Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott no longer has to sign his contract. We found your fucking replacement. It's this one pup Skag with the moves of Michael Jordan and Jackson combined. We just call him Jay. See ya! These fucking Skags are so stupid when they do that. When you're like in the middle of shooting just their entire scaly back section off and they'll moan in the middle of it. Ooh! He has a menacing voice. Yeah, he does. He really does. I do want to say, though, to clear the air, that I didn't want to put words in your mouth when we were in a little bit of a, debate there. So, do correct the record in any of those cases. So I don't want to do that, for sure.
If the red lines have worn away, use your best guess.
Please listen to me.
Okay, shooting machine gun, get rid of that shit. Shotgun. Should do more.